Hello, and welcome to the Coach Therapy Podcast. I'm Coach Q, and I am so excited that you decided to tune in today. We're going to take a journey through vulnerability so that we can reach clarity, healing, growth, and success. You're going to learn some things about you, you'll learn some things about me, but most importantly, you will receive tools every episode that will help you to become better every single day. Enjoy Coach Therapy. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Coach Therapy Podcast. I'm Coach Q, and I am grateful that you decided to click on this podcast today. You know, we're going to talk. But let me first start off with a little story for y'all that kind of tripped me up in my day. And it's kind of going to lead us into our topic anyway. So here I am, like getting ready to record the podcast. So getting myself together. I go in and I try to get my little edges together and put my scarf on. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in the closet, see what I'm gonna put on. As I walk into the closet, as I walk into my bedroom, I noticed something on the wall. I'm like, what is that on the wall? I walk a little closer, and I said, oh Lord, it's a lizard. There's a lizard on my bedroom wall. Now, in all fairness, it's a little baby lizard, about I don't even not even as big as my pinky, but nonetheless, it's a lizard. Okay. So freak out with me. It's a lizard. So it's this lizard, and I'm like, oh God. So my first instinct was to take off my slide and like pop it. Cause like, let me get close to it and pop it real quick. Which should give you some context of how small it was, because I wasn't afraid. I was afraid, but I was like, I'll go and pop it right quick. As soon as I moved 2 steps, the thing start running down the wall. I said, oh, hold on. So then I'm quick on my toes, like bug spray. In my world, bug spray, that solves all problems, okay? Because as long as ain't no bug in here bothering me, I am good. So I go, I run, I get the bug spray. Now I got the good bug spray. Big old tub, got the little cord on it. It squirt 20 feet. Because I'm not getting close to no bug. But just in case, living in the South, ain't no telling what you're going to see. I always want to be prepared because I don't have time. So as soon as I get one good pump, pow, the lizard runs. And they like lightning fast. Gone. Don't even know where it's at. And mind you, my carpet is like 10. It's a lizard. It's going to transform and blend in with the carpet. Okay. So I'm standing there looking stupid. Lord, is a lizard in this room. I'm just looking around, seeing if it's gonna run out. I'm just spraying spray aimlessly at nothing. What? Let's just try to get this lizard, because we both can't stay here. Like, I'm a firm believer. Whoever is paying the bills, that's the one that can stay. That would be me. So the lizard got to go. Well, I stood there for about mm, 10 minutes. I didn't see no lizard, y'all. And it's so little, so I don't know, I wouldn't even hear it probably if it moved. So I stood there. I just said, I'm gonna call my parents. I called my parents, like, my mom answered the phone. Hey, Quinny, how you doing? I said, I was doing good, but now there's a lizard in my bedroom. She's like, oh no. She starts laughing. I said, tell daddy it's a lizard in my room. And he said, kill it. I'm like, whoa, thanks for the encouragement. Um, so anyways, it's the lizard in my room. And mind you, this is not the first time that I've had a lizard in my house. I can remember it being in college the first time I had a lizard. My friend's mom, I called her to come kill it for me. Well, I called my friend first, and he was scared. He said, call my mama. She came and swept it out the house. That was the first time. Then the second time, I had a lizard. It was a real tiny lizard, and I seen it run across the floor into the laundry room. So I like stuffed a towel under there. I never seen it again. The dryer was going at the time. So you can predict that thing probably got worn up. But I was still scared. I called my brother. I was like, Lamont, come over. And he and his wife and his little son came, and they ended up, I was like, can y'all please just spend the night here just in case, like over a lizard. We never seen a lizard. He stayed the night. Now today, hmm, yeah, my brother don't live here anymore, and yeah, it's midday. I'm like, ain't nobody finna come over here and kill no lizard that's smaller than my pinky. What am I gonna do? And so I was standing there just looking crazy. Like, man. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not scared. I am not scared. Like I try to drum myself up. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of no lizard. It's fine. Am I scared? Mm-hmm. I am. But here we gotta keep it pushing. And I'm thinking, like, oh, it's gonna be time to go to bed in a little while, and then what? Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to sleep with the light on, or I might have to sleep on the couch. But the listener is not paying no bills here, so like, why do I have to sleep on the couch? Needless to say, I almost didn't record the podcast because I almost was so distracted by this lizard that I probably will not find. And if I do, it's probably gonna randomly pop up on me, you know? And living here in Georgia, child, when I pull up, I see them outside sometimes, and I'm like, as long as you ain't in the house, I'm cool. Today is my lucky day. It's here. And who's to say how long it's been here, right? It could have been here all week for all I know. I'm just now seeing it. I slept good last night, so whatever. So the lizard is here. But I was like literally so distracted for a minute, all off schedule, knowing that I have something to do. And that quick, my intention shifted. And I just had to figure out, it was just like, girl, whatever. I didn't grab nothing out the closet because I was a little scared. So I was like, okay, let me see what I got in the laundry room that's clean that I can throw in. Boom, put on my t-shirt, my sweatshirt, create good karma, trying to do good in the world so the lizards don't come and get me. But what it made me think about is don't sweat the small stuff. That's really small. And it almost like threw me off task for today. Like I have some things that I want to do, and I'm like, I need to get some things done. So I want to check some things off my list. But so often, so often do we um get all caught up and distracted by stuff that really doesn't matter. Granted, some of y'all are not even afraid of lizards at all, depending on how you grew up. I grew up in Buffalo, New York. We did not see lizards. Might have seen a rodent in the New York streets, but we wasn't really seeing no lizards. And I just realized that I so quickly got off task. But then I'm proud of myself because I shook it off. And I'm like, I can't get distracted. I can't sweat the small stuff. I have a bigger agenda. And although I'm making jokes about this lizard, I think that this is something that we could really apply to our everyday lives. Like, you can't sweat the small stuff. And I can recall times in my life where I allowed really small, insignificant things to take precedence over everything, over my day. I mean, now let's get into some situations with people. Have you ever encountered something that pulled you off course with a person that really just didn't matter that much? Right? We gave them so much power to really get us off course, to get us stuck in our head, to get us second guessing ourselves. Don't sweat the small stuff. And we have to learn how to just decide, like, I'm still moving forward. This is beyond my control. My sister, one of my sisters, my sister Deanna, she said, uh-oh, control and cue, right? Because I like to be, I like for things to go the way that I want them to go. And it's like, I will plan it, I will prepare for it, and I want to see it executed without that hiccup. Well, things don't always go my way, and things don't always go your way. And I'm sure we can all attest, right? So there are times when things don't go my way. And in the past, I would just be like, throw it all away. throw the whole agenda away because it didn't go my way. Or I would be completely bent out of shape. Or I would allow myself to sink into a depression all because things didn't go how I planned. But what I'm learning to do is navigate and shift and just move some stuff around. Do what you got to do, but make sure you continue on your path. Because the thing is, something is always going to come up. There will always be a situation, a roadblock, something that appears. And it's going to be up to you to say, am I going to work around this or am I going to completely stop? The reality is, I wasn't about to record the podcast in my room. So I can tend to that later. And I will. Trust me, I'm going to go in there and turn that room upside down and I'm going to try to find it. But right now, I got things that I want to do, things that I need to do. And I'm going to allow myself to put that on the back burner and still make me and the things that I had to do a priority. And even though the lizard is such a small thing, I know that the mentality that I have when I allow things to get in my way and I allow things to stop me has happened on great scales at great magnitudes. I have completely set myself back at some stages in my life because I let the small stuff get in my way. What is your small thing? What is that small thing that you're allowing to hold you back? I know it feels like a mountain to you, but is it really? Is it just a small hurdle that you need to get over? Or is it really that big? Are you making it big? Because we have the ability to make things the God in our life. And I call it a God because when I think of God, I think of something that's so massive and so just overwhelmingly large and important, right? I cannot make that lizard a God in my life, if you will. I cannot let that lizard have so much precedence that I leave home today and I spend the night somewhere else. And I can't do that because we pull ourselves off track. And so we have to be so intentional because I do believe that there are some things that are just sent to get us off, just to get us off task. But when you make up in your mind, like I'm so committed to getting my podcast done, I'm so committed to being consistent. And because of that, I'm like, nope, I got things to do. And I'm not going to let anything get in my way. I'm going to do it because I know what it is to lose out on stuff because of me. And I'm not doing it anymore. I'm over allowing myself to be the reason why I don't have the things that I desire. I was out to dinner with a really good friend last night, and we were talking about some of the things that she wanted to accomplish in her life. And she kept saying, but I'm this and I'm that. And I thought about myself, and I remember having the conversations with me about who I was. Like, I used to tell myself, I'm shy. And everybody's like, oh my God, you're not shy. And I'm like, no, I'm shy. And I still have this thing about me that when I show up, I still feel shy, right? But the reality is, I'm not going to allow it to stop me. I've come too far. I've made up in my mind. I I will not be stopped. I'm not going to be stopped. And so I got to show up fully. And even if I feel shy, even if I feel like I want to go hide under a chair when I'm in a room full of people, even if I feel like I want to sit in the back of the room and not show up and sit in the front of the room, I push myself. I get out of my own way because it is what we when we make the decision to move forward, when we make the decision that I'm gonna do it anyways, when we make the decision that I'm not gonna let this little thing about me become this big thing about me, that's when we make progress. That's when we surprise ourselves. I'm really surprised in this moment that I'm sitting here recording this podcast when there's a baby lizard in my room. I am very surprised at me because once upon a time I would be in complete tears. I would be in shambles. I would be standing up on top of my sofa, like, Lord Jesus, I need you to come and help me or take me now, Lord. Right? Once upon a time, I would be that afraid. And so here I am because of the way I push myself now, the way that I challenge myself now, the way that my mind is made up now. Things that would normally get me off task, it might shake me a bit. I might be scared a little bit, but I'ma still do it. And I need you to just get to a place where you're like, okay, it might have shook me up a little bit. It might have got you a little off course. Might maybe you in your head, but get to the place where you like, okay, enough is enough. Let me move forward. Let me do what it is that I said I was going to do. Let me be about my business. And you will amaze yourself. You will amaze yourself at your progress. You will amaze yourself at just the growth, how much you grow and how much you change. When you start just challenging yourself to push past those distractions. My dad he's so wise. And a lot of times when I go to him and I talk to him about things in my life, he said, oh, girl, it's a distraction. And I'd be like, yeah, daddy. You're like, yep, it's a distraction. And I used to roll my eyes every time he said the word distraction. Child. I used to be like, oh, here he go again. But I realized he's wise. He know what he's talking about. Because distractions are the things that cause all kind of discord in our lives. It's the us being distracted. And usually when we get distracted, we're looking at something, paying attention to something, obsessing over something that has nothing to do with our end goal. Nothing at all. And I have allowed myself too many times to get distracted by people that got nothing to do with the end goal, um, in places that have nothing to do with the end goal. It's like, wait a minute, I'm distracted. And now I know that, like, no, I got somewhere to be. I got somewhere to be. And I don't ever get too comfortable around a distraction because I got somewhere to be. I got things to do. I got goals, honey. And I'm gonna get there. And so don't sweat the small stuff. Whatever it is, I know I started this podcast off talking about a lizard. And I know that's just something so minute, so simple. It's a lizard. But the reality is, it may not be a lizard for you. It may be something else, but it's still a distraction. Don't sweat the small stuff. Not at all. Pull yourself together. Go and do what you know you need to do, anyways. Even if you got to maneuver your day, if you got to shift, get it done. Get it done. We at the end of the year, y'all. We're at the end of the year. We wrapping up this year. And we got to finish strong. You've let too many things take precedence over what you said you was going to do, what you want to do, what you want to see. And it's the distractions in our lives that get us off course. We obsessing too much over stuff that don't even matter. It don't even matter, not one bit. And so whatever that thing is in your life, all right, go ahead, put it to the side. Move forward. Don't worry about it. I ain't worried about that lizard right now. Now, when I click off this podcast, I'm squaring up with the lizard once again. But for now, I wanted to talk to y'all, and it was important that I sat down and I got this podcast. Now, for those of you that know the word of prayer, pray, pray that I get that lizard up out of here. I'll give y'all an update. I'll let you know how it goes. But until next time, have a wonderful day and make sure that you're not sweating the small stuff. Get to the end goal.